Got some pork loin here. This is going to be dangerous because look how low the salt is in here. I found that if you're not careful when the salt's low, you can pour a ton of salt on what you're seasoning. So let me just be careful here, even though I'm not being. Time to flip, and then got to start the fire outside because we're going to smoke this bad boy. It's fucking hot. One of the bad parts about having a small smoker, if you put a little too much good hardwood in there, it's going to get crazy on you. And then when you close it, the fire's going to go all the way to there without a deflector. Man, this is a big, that's way too hot. It warps the top where the lid closes. I don't know if I could show you. Yeah, you can kind of see it. That happened the first time I used it because the guy who used it before me, who I bought it from, probably never put firewood in it, or at least not as much as me. He probably just used charcoal mostly and maybe a split or two. But yeah, there it is, hot as hell. So I let it burn down. Now it's a little better. I could probably close it now and heat up the you know, the whole, you know, whatever. Anyway, can you hear that noise? That is the oil bubbling, and the reason why it's close to the firebox is because this is slightly tilted, and I don't really worry about it. People say that there could be a grease fire. Oh well, I think it'll be okay. I've never had the grease fire. Plus the burning fat actually is a nice adds a nice flavor. You can see I put my firewood right there for a couple reasons, but mostly just to make sure that it lights on fire right when I put it in. So I think I'm going to close this, close that, and we'll get this heated up and get the pork loin on soon. So I haven't tried this before. I know it's not going to really improve humidity too much, but it'll probably help with heat control. I'll be able to keep it lower easier. Here's a pork loin, pretty long, a little thin though. We're going to get this cooking and we'll see how it goes. About midway through I'll come back. Probably about 300 at the grate, maybe slightly higher. Looking good. Not much color yet, but getting up to temp. Firebox is looking pretty good actually. Not having any dirty smoke problems today. As you can see, the smoke is a little dirty. And temperature is way low, so let's fix this. I'm sure it just needs to be rotated. Yep, look at that. I just gotta flip that, and I'll add another too. Let me pause that and get that done. So there we go. That split is probably too big, so I'll have to rotate that again. The other one, it was just needed a little bit of convincing, and it good to go. As you can see, that grease bubbling is gone completely, so I don't really ever have to clean this smoker that much. Yeah, we're cooking. So I'm going to close this down and we'll see if the smoke gets dirty or not. So we're looking good here. So we got, that was on the bottom for a while, that's why it kind of has those goofy grill marks, the long ways. This is like 130 right now, and that's 120, so I'm trying to figure out how to even it up. Fire's looking great. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Trying to get it a little hotter, so I threw some more in. This never really quite boiled, but it did start steaming, so that's enough for me. So what did I use wood-wise? I used mostly mulberry, a little bit of red oak, a little bit of white oak, and I just put in some maple for the first time. So we'll see how that tastes. I feel like the mulberry has to be seasoned for it to taste good. I mean, every wood is like that. Every firewood you want it to be seasoned, but especially mulberry kind of leaves a nasty taste when it's not finished seasoning. So I'm happy to try this out when it is finally. Now it's starting to look nice. Real nice. Let's see what the temperature is. Oh god. Trying to get this to come out. There we go. What do we got here? Ooh, this is pretty much done. Let's check and see if that's worldwide. You see, it's low. Okay, so maybe I have to poke around here. 135. Oh yeah, we're looking good. All right, so let's flip it, I think, and then we'll let it sit for 5 more minutes. And look at it. Look at this. Finally started kind of boiling up. Just started boiling, and I put hot water in there, so maybe next time I'll put boiling water in there. It looks pretty good. I left some fat on the top. This was just the bottom. Well, not sure if I'm going to edit this so you can see that, but yeah, it's looking all right. I just don't want it to be dry. Kind of looks like it could be a little on the drier side, but kept that fat on so you can see the wetness there, but not really over there. I can't wait to try this. I'm very excited. So we're pretty much done here. Just gonna let it cook for a little bit longer. Wanted to raise the heat up because it was a little low. It was like 300, which is 250 at the grates. So we're low right now. I just flipped it, looking good. Just a few more degrees internal on one of the sides to get it going. It's going to be a little overcooked on one side, unfortunately, but that's just how it goes with such a long piece that's kind of thin. All right, I think this is probably the last time. Is that a hair? Get that dog hair off there. So I think this is the last time I'm checking. Oops. Okay, so that's good. That'll raise up a little bit. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. Let me just make sure it's pretty even throughout, and that's too hot. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's pull it. It's going to be a little over in some places, but I'm happy with how it looks otherwise. Let's try this pork loin. Oh, I just dripped on myself. Let me take a smaller piece here. Oh man, it is so juicy and so tender. This is like tenderloin. Watch this. Man, this stuff is about as good as it gets. This is just salt and pepper too. I usually like some sweetness to it, but maybe I'll make a glaze. But yeah, successful is a success. This is the worst piece, right? This is the end. It's supposed to be the toughest piece. Oh yeah. It's like a rib. It's so good. Anyway, that's a success. I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching.